Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Tonight's quick video is just a wee brief roundup of today's transfer and contract news as we approach a couple of hours away from the vital Champions League game against Young Boys Bern, the 7th of the 8th in this phase. And if Celtic do get 3 points tonight and move to 12 points, it should almost certainly guarantee them qualification for the knockout phase. First bit of news is today Kasper Schmeichel signed an extension to his current Celtic contract. The extension keeps him at Celtic for another 18 months or so, right up to the end of May, start of June 2026. So that covers the rest of this season and all of the 25-26 season. So brilliant news for Celtic. Kasper Schmeichel, currently 38 years old, has played 34 games for Celtic this season with a remarkable 20 clean sheets, which is an incredible statistic and shows the quality both of Schmeichel in the Celtic goals plus the quality of the defenders protecting him as well. Have to say, I am very happy to see Kasper Schmeichel staying at Celtic, and I think there is perfectly the possibility he could be at Celtic a couple more seasons after that, as he has kept himself remarkably fit, even now that he's into his late 30s, and there are many, many goalkeepers who have carried on well into their 40s at the very highest level. And so very happy to see Schmeichel signing a new contract at Celtic. Bits of transfer news updates. The indications are that Aston Villa have turned down Celtic's 10 million package bid for Louie Barry. Celtic are thought to have offered 5 million up front with 5 million in add-ons and clauses. At the same time, Longs offered a similar package totaling £12 million, but it's understood that Aston Villa have turned both of those down and are looking for that sort of fee, £10 million up front. And for that reason, it looks like Celtic have decided not to bid again for Louie Barry, as given that Louie Barry is 21 years old, he's had a degree of success at his other clubs, but it's not really until this season when he's been on loan in Stockport in Division 1 in England that he's really come into scoring form and good performances. And so I think a £10 million fee for a player of that age and pedigree probably is asking too much, and so Celtic appear to have got cold feet. Similarly, with Bazoumana Toure, the 18-year-old Hammarby in Sweden left winger, Celtic were thought to be preparing a bid, but I think the asking price of around about £9 to £10 million again has caused quite a number of clubs who were interested in signing Bazoumana Toure at this point to have moved on. Celtic and Brighton were both thought to have been the leaders in the race to get Toure's signature. However, the favourite is now Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce in Turkey, there are stories suggesting that Fenerbahce are willing to pay that fee for that player, even though he is 18, with in essence just one season in top level football in Sweden as part of his pedigree. I think Toure is a good player. I think he could turn into a very, very good player. However, 18 with one season in Sweden, no real top level experience, be it in Europe or be it internationally. I think 10 million, £9 to £10 million price tag is far too much for him. In terms of players leaving Celtic, there are now 7 teams lined up for Luis Palma's signature if Celtic do decide to sell him. Initially, it was Atalanta and Orlando in Major League Soccer. Then Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, the two top teams in Greece, have put their hat in the ring, and just over the last 24 hours, 3 teams from the English Championship, Sunderland, Stoke and Queen's Park Rangers, have all lodged interest in signing Luis Palma on a permanent transfer if Rodgers and Celtic do decide to release him during this January transfer window. As I've mentioned before, I don't see Luis Palma leaving Celtic until after the Champions League game next week against Aston Villa, as I think Celtic will want to have a couple of options off the bench for wide players or as replacement starters if they were going to give Kuhn or Maeda a rest, or if either of those two players got injured again. There has been interest also from Rayo Vallecano in Spain, and a couple of other Spanish clubs have been rumoured to be interested. And I think in the end, if Celtic do decide to release Luis Palma on a permanent transfer, I think there will be multiple teams in for him, and there may well be a wee bit of a bidding war between those teams to see who gets his signature in the end. As I said, start of the video, Celtic are a couple of hours away as I speak from the game against Young Boys Bern. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Game will be live on TNT Sports. And after the Tuesday night games in the Champions League, Celtic now lie 23rd in the table, 9 points and 0 goal difference, 1 place above Manchester City, who have got 8 points. Now appears that there are only a couple of teams outside of the current top 24 who can get into the top 24 and knock Celtic out of that top 24 sanction. Paris Saint-Germain and Dinamo Zagreb both have a chance of overhauling Celtic's total. If Celtic do win tonight and move to 12 points, that would eliminate one of either Manchester City or Paris Saint-Germain, as they are playing each other tonight, and so both of them cannot win the same game, and so one way or another, one of those teams will be eliminated tonight. Dinamo Zagreb are currently going to be playing Arsenal away from home, and if Arsenal win that game, that will eliminate Dinamo Zagreb, as they could not overhaul Celtic's 12-point total if we do move up to that with a 3-point win tonight. As I said in yesterday's video, I'm very hopeful and expectant and optimistic that Celtic will win tonight, predicting a 3-0 win, but honestly, any win would be very, very gratefully received and get Celtic their deserved place in the last 16 knockout phase playoffs. No other news for today, and so we'll finish things off at that point there. We'll do another video tomorrow morning, which will be a post-match reaction video to the Celtic Young Boys Bern game that kicks off in a couple of hours' time. And so until tomorrow's video, good luck Celtic in beating Young Boys Bern tonight. Goodbye and hail, hail.